Sweet. All right, we should be recording now. Safe. So I guess we'll just get started then, yeah. I'm Ethan.
Hey, I'm Chelsea.
I'm Phoebe.
And Faz unfortunately couldn't be here because he's he's in the dog box at the moment. So we'll just go on without him tonight or this morning or whatever it is. So we've got quite a few questions. I'm just going to read them out and I guess we'll just go through them as we all have something to say. So first question, this is one that I added personally just because I've seen it all over Twitter. I've seen it all over our chat. I've seen it on Reddit. I've seen it literally everywhere. It's probably the most common question I've seen around. It's basically, if you're a charity, how can you be making money? So I'll start this one off just because this is one that this is one question I'm a little passionate about, you know. So I guess the first way I'll address this question is that we're actually aiming to be more than a charity, which is one of the reasons we do need money. We're wanting to be a service, a platform for basically a platform for men where they can kind of just come into our community. They can be themselves. They can kind of show us who they are. They can give us given testimonials. They can, you know, do all of that stuff, while also having our services, being hopefully our in-house therapists and our professionals that will eventually get in. But that's basically, I guess, a summary of where we want to be, and that's why we are more than a charity, just because of that fact. We want to be, we're kind of aiming to be more than a service. That's why we need money, we need resources, we need all of that. Another reason for this personally kind of affects me is there's not enough charities, there's not enough movements, there's not enough platforms for men's mental health in general. I mean, off the top of my head, I can only really think of like Movember, to be honest. There's not obviously not overlooking females' mental health or children's mental health, but men's mental health is severely lacking everywhere in the world, everywhere in the Western world. There's barely anything for men's mental health. Don't get me wrong, more are popping up now, but there's still nowhere near as many as there are women's or children's, hence kind of why we wanted to start this, I guess. Yeah, there's just not enough. So we kind of want to step up, and although we're not professionals ourselves, I mean, if everyone does nothing, nothing's going to happen, you know. So
Gotta fill the void.
Exactly, that's what we're trying to do here. But that's also why we get community input as well. That's why we're not doing it on our own, because if we did this on our own, we would have already failed. It's definitely you guys, the community, that has really helped it be, you know, get to where it is now. A third point I had on this was with the whole charity argument. It's a bit of a funny one, because although a lot of the organizations say that they don't profit from it, if you look at the founders of 90% of the charities that are global, that are international, 90% of them are minted. They're so wealthy. They've got Ferraris, they've got all that. So that question, if you're a charity, how can you be making money? Well,
The investors.
Yeah, and it implies that question also applies to other charities. Then I guess 90% of charities that are there too. However, we're wanting to provide more of a service, obviously, rather than just be a charity.
I was gonna say that's one thing though. At this point in the game, we're not a charity, and we don't necessarily aim to be a charity. We do want to donate to charities and maybe eventually set up something in the name of Seed, where we could accept more donations and get those out to other charities in need. But I mean, more than anything, we're a service to connect men to other men to professionals, to what they need in the moment, not what they need later, what they would have needed if we weren't here to hopefully do something, you know, to fill that void.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And I kind of also, I guess with a lot of other charities too, I mean, most of us don't donate to charity anyway. I mean, let's be real. Personally, I've donated to charity maybe a few times, and even then, it hasn't been, the biggest sum of money at all. And I know a lot of my mates don't donate to charity either. Maybe once a year they'll set up a fundraiser or something for like November, but even then it's always everyone else's money. It's so we kind of want to make a difference. I'm not saying that charities don't make a difference, but there's only there's always just a select few that you donate to. If a new charity popped up and it didn't have a legal entity and it didn't have any celebrities backing it or anything like that, it just wouldn't receive money. We wouldn't receive money if we just started a charity like that. So that's why we go through this avenue, because we're not a charity, we are a service. But even if we were a charity, we'd still go this route because there's just not enough money from kindness anymore. Capitalism has just kind of become the focus of most people's thoughts and the way they live their lives now. So charities just, it's just not on most people's minds, and we just wouldn't be able to make as much of a difference, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, this through crypto and through redistributions, we should always be making making progress and making gains to put towards the cause, and not having to rely on donations 100% all of the time in order to keep the wheels greased and things moving forward. So, I mean, I think that's where crypto and being a token and a charity and a cause and a platform all in one, I think it drives really well together, and it's gonna allow it to move forward regardless of donations, regardless of if half of the people believe and half of them are just here for money. That all goes towards continuing to get people into the services that they need.
Definitely. And on top of that, also having the kind of pre-allocated marketing funds and charity funds and all that also helps with that too, because it means if we don't get enough donations, if we don't get enough donations, it just means we can kind of pull from that a little bit, which also helps there as well. But hopefully, I mean, we're aiming to get to the point where we'll have like a stream and stuff, and we'll have heaps of different areas where people can donate or where people can get involved, and hopefully that'll equate to a little bit more money going toward donations and everything. But we'll see when we get there. That's up to you guys. It's up to the community, and it's up to us to kind of help drive that as well and get us to that point. One also important point for this charity question is, if we're going to put all of our time and effort into this project, then we're going to need to get some source of income somewhere, and that's kind of why we have our wallets. However, we have only got 3% because we thought that was fair. If this project goes where we want it to go, we'll be able to withdraw like 2 BNB a week or something like that, just to use as a source of income, so we can continue to put all of our time into this. Otherwise, I mean, obviously we wouldn't be able to put as much time into this as we're hoping. We wouldn't be able to get this on the road. Yeah. Anything else to add? Or
I think the only other point that I would add is, again, it comes back to the whole, like you just want people to put money in, like it's not fair if it's a charity. I think most people only donate to a charity if they knew they're getting something back from it. So, like none of us really donate to a charity where you can't see the results of what you do. Whereas this, like even if you can't see the people who are helping, you're still gaining from it as well. I think that's a point that a lot of people have touched on in the group, is like, yeah, they need to make money, they need to pay for the resources, but also it gives people an incentive to join and donate, and they're doing good by doing that, but they're also getting something back in them, in their investment and in giveaways. So I feel like it makes sense to do it this way, but
Yeah,
I
for sure.
get the hate.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, no,
It's all good.
fair. Yeah,
Haters are gonna hate.
yeah, they're legit. I think that answers that quite well,
Yeah.
to be honest. Obviously, if you guys want us to elaborate on anything, just send us a message and we can do it.
And sorry for all the
chat or-
yawning. It's 4:00 in the morning where I'm at.
Yeah.
The team's all over the place.
Okay. Next question that I have on here is what are your goals? I'll let you answer this first, Chelsea.
Oh, goals. I mean, really for me, I know that now as a community we've gathered a lot of goals, and there's a lot of things that I think we're all excited to move forward towards. But ultimately the big goal here is just it sounds silly, but lots of love and lots of friendship, a community where we can check in, well, without saying names, just before we hopped on here, one of our community members says he's really looking forward to waking up tomorrow and checking into the Telegram and seeing how everybody's doing. It's just a good place to start the day. It's just an extension to the family. I mean, that was, I think, the biggest idea. That's what got me intrigued. And now, like I said, now we've opened that up into you guys had all kinds of wonderful ideas, and now we're reaching out and gonna make a much bigger imprint than what I had originally planned. And I'm in love with all of it, from the app to the community to donations to I think people will be excited about being able to make financial gains. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. What do you
Yeah.
got to say, Bung?
Yeah, no, yeah, and I'll just add a little bit to that, where I'll say, for me personally, my main goal in this, because we all kind of have, we definitely have one collective goal, and that's that there, and mine kind of stems off that too. It's mostly to kind of provide that family that a lot of people don't have, or that are isolated themselves from, to provide a platform for them to be able to contribute to, because some people, obviously, if you are suffering with depression and anxiety, if you have either of those, a lot of the time you'll isolate yourself, and you won't be able to contribute to society. You won't be able to kind of do your passions and all of that. You just stay at home, you stay in bed, you even just struggle to get up. So this kind of, my goal in this is to provide an incentive for people to at least, if not get out of their house, if not get out of bed, at least check in here where they have a community, when they have people that love them, that respect them, and to be able to then kind of push people toward getting help or helping them with our platform too. Yeah. So I think there's also, I mean, a few other little goals like podcasters in mind, and we've got things like that. And we've got, honestly, our goals kind of increase every day as the community shares their goals,
Yeah.
because I mean, hey, our goals are everyone else's goals and their goals are ours. So it's definitely quite broad.
Yeah,
Um,
lots of good stuff coming.
definitely lots of good stuff we don't know about either.
Yeah.
Okay, another question here. Where is your money coming from to fund this? I'll start on this one. Basically, this is community based, so as a result, we are reliant on the community. So essentially, the money is going to be coming from you guys with your investments and all of that. We do have separate wallets kind of put aside for marketing and for other, like I've mentioned before, which we'll pull from a little bit, but not too much. But essentially, it's going to be coming from you guys and your donations and your investments. And hopefully, as this coin grows, our charity wallets and our marketing wallets and everything can grow, and we can have all that. And once we get a podcast up and running and the app up and running that we'll mention later, hopefully that'll be more kind of little sources of income for this project to kind of keep things going and to add all of the things that we want to. Yeah, we've also made an agreement with the Gooses. I'll let Chelsea explain that one.
So we're talking about the income. Can you repeat the question for me?
Sorry, so basically the Gooses deal we have with them with the income.
Right.
Nah, the Gooses.
Yeah, no, definitely. So as far as bringing money into the project, that the Gooses, Mrs. Goose is our NFT designer. Mr. Goose is in charge of running the program, and together, and I think they actually have a few other community members as well. That I haven't seen the artwork yet, but I know I've heard about it. But anyways, together the community is running the program. 75% of those funds the artists are all going to keep. 25% of those funds are going to come straight back and go directly into the charity wallet, and or we'll just have to see how that goes. I know we've got it kind of broke up. There's a little bit of BNB in a wallet we use for some marketing funds. We might have to, during that transfer from the NFTs, full transparency all the time. You guys will know about it, but we don't have that concreted down yet. But 25% of the funds will be going to charity one way or another from those NFT sales. So that'll also continue, through the entirety of the project. We'll always be able to rely on that coming in as well. So definitely a little bonus built in there. And Mrs. Goose and a few of the other community members get to make a little bit for their hard work. I bought the first one.
We get it, bro.
And it'll never be for sale, by the way. No offer. Come at me with $1 million, no one, maybe.
Yeah, more than $10 maybe. Yeah, that basically summarizes that. I mean, we have paid a little bit from our own pockets, but
I remember. Did you yeah, well, I mean, the team all threw down a BNB a piece and a whole lot of time, effort, and hard work. And then we had how many names are on the Excel sheet?
think there's something like 25 to 30 names in that Excel sheet.
So 25 to 30 original investors into the project that all paid 8 times the cost of the token on launch, and half of their investment went straight into marketing and liquidity, and the other half, like I said, they got a fraction of what anybody else would have had to pay for their token, for their seed on launch day. So we got a good group behind us, and we definitely got some funds pulled right from the start. So there's another area where some funds come from, and they'll continue to come from. We'll always have people supporting and donating, and
I guess again that's just emphasis on community. Like, our funds are going to be coming from you guys, so we do everything for you guys and for everyone in need as well. And for those of us who aren't here yet, those of us who will be here, those of us who aren't here at all, who won't be here, we do this for them too. We do this for everyone, all right. So because we talked about that Excel sheet and the pre-sale and stuff, I guess we'll elaborate on this now. So another question we've got quite a lot was why did you do the pre-sale the way you did it? Why did you privatize it? Why wasn't it on DX sale? All of that. I think the main reason that I could come up with for that is just the fact that we want this project to last. We're thinking about longevity when it comes to this project, because we obviously want to impact as many people as we can through this and help as many people as we can, even if it's just one, like even one person is honestly amazing. But we did this privatized because we wanted to start the community with solid people. We wanted to build the foundation of this whole community, this whole platform, with people that we knew, with people that we didn't know, but we're mutual friend, had mutual friends with, just because we've all had projects, we've all been involved in projects where it's just a whole bunch of random people investing in the beginning. Everyone puts money into it, and then everyone dumps and the project fails. And we didn't want that to be the case here. We wanted this project to last, so that's kind of why we privatized it there. And evidence for this working was actually the first day when we had that massive FUD attack, where we got attacked on Twitter and everything, and in our chats while all the devs were asleep. And most people that had invested into it, or not most, but a lot of people ended up dumping our coin. But because we built the foundation of such a solid community, a lot of the guys that we had in here, and girls, they didn't sell, they held, because they knew we had a bit of bigger picture in mind. Whereas a lot of the people who came in and who spread lies about this project and who are very skeptical, which is fair, which is very fair, they don't really see the bigger picture. But because we built the foundation with a solid community, we survived that, and we will continue to, and we will continue to move on from here.
I think just to summarize, we did a private pre-sale because we knew 25 people that we could trust wholeheartedly in this project. And if you go with the DX sale or any other route, the first 25 signing up, you can't trust. So I think we all know that, and by doing so, we ensured that this project was going to have a strong backbone, something to stand on, and we'll always we'll always hold our ground. So that's why we went private pre-sale.
And yeah. Sweet. Just a bit of a warning from Zune. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good summary for that. Obviously, if you guys have any more questions, you can ask us. But I think, yeah, mostly just we're in it for the long run, and we want people in it that we can trust to start with, and we want to be able to build a community. And you can't build a community without a community. So that's basically it summarized there. Yeah. So we have received a question from Vanessa on Twitter. Basically, a good question is what the benefits and risks are to deliver mental health care through technology instead of face-to-face, and what impact this removal has, especially due to COVID. Certain mental health conditions affect how people interact with technology, etc. Very good question. Obviously, kind of stemming a little bit away from SEED and more into, I guess, mental health as a whole, but that is our aim. So very good question. And I've kind of written a few points up prematurely because it was such a stacked question. So some of the pros with us having this platform online is the fact that with technology, you get instant connection. You don't have to wait. You don't have to leave the house. You don't have to leave your bed, which is what depression and anxiety does to a lot of people. It kind of limits their capabilities and everything. And this kind of helps that, because a lot of people who struggle with all of that won't go out of their way to then go to a stranger to then ask for help. This is definitely a good way to kind of combat that. And some people are too anxious to meet people face to face, so it kind of helps add that to it as well. On top of also being anonymous, you kind of have your own persona online, your own tag. I mean, obviously here we know a lot of our names, and we go on a first name basis. Except for me, I'm just Bung apparently, but that's all good. It does, because it is hard to come out to like your family and your friends and tell them that you're going through that. It is tough. They're the last people you want to tell. You don't want to burden them, with that. Not that it is a burden, but in your mind, at least that's how it comes across. You don't want to burden them with that. So this kind of helps cut through that. And especially now with COVID, it just kind of makes sense. And now everything's, becoming a lot more technology forward. I mean, you've got Zoom, you've got a lot more people working from home. I think it just makes a lot more sense. And because we're decentralized, because we're on crypto, there's kind of no other way for us to do it. But this is probably the way I'd want to do it anyway, personally.
Well, that, and so as we've seen, not always in a good way, but sometimes the devs have to sleep, and that's when other people are waking up. We've already seen in the community people all in different time zones, so you do have like a 24/7 outlet where that isn't available. If you're going to a counselor, you sort of get 1 or 2 sessions a week. Whereas here it's already been a 24/7 thing. I mean, when we're sleeping, other people are up, and key members of our team are awake and helping. And that was huge for us. So I think that's just another thing that this has brought. So
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it allows for kind of 24/7 access as well. I mean, I'm from New Zealand, so at the moment it's 8 p.m. for me. Chelsea's America, so what's 4:15 for you in the morning? And then we've got people from all over, so it kind of ends up, working out that way.
I mean, I'm here for you 24 hours a day, guys. So
he is anyway, yeah. And then yeah, on top of that, if we don't have the facilities, or if we are unable to help people, we aren't mental health professionals, so we will be, for now, passing you on or giving your contacts to places like Talkspace, Get Help, because that's what's appropriate. Just a bit of a disclaimer there too. We're not mental health professionals, and none of what
No,
we say should be taken as, strict advice. It's just, I guess it is advice. It shouldn't be taken as strict gospel though.
we're all just friends.
Yeah, legit. And that's what we want to build on. We just want to all be friends that help each other out, another way this project kind of aims to, another way that the whole being through technology as a pro is the fact that sorry, I'm just reading through my notes. This is such a stacked question. Yeah, sorry. And obviously the cons with this are that it's not face to face, it's not in person. So if you really do need that help, you're not going to, get it from us. This is more of a support network for now. We hope to eventually get to that stage, but as I said before in that disclaimer, we can't help you like that at the moment. So we'll kind of send you through. But eventually we want to be able to have resources on an app that kind of allow us to give you the nearest, or you can kind of access your app, the app through your phone, and find where the closest facilities are for you, or the best facilities. We're hoping to eventually create that soon, where that's a possibility to kind of remove that con from our project, if that makes sense. Because that con there, obviously we can't be face to face with you in person, giving you the help and advice you need. So we kind of want to also bring that yeah, I think that's all. That's all I can really say on it. Anything else you guys can add to that? It was a real good question.
Really good question. I think you pretty much summed it up in all your rambles.
Yeah, sorry if I rambled. The way.
I mean, I think I'm on topic with this, saying this, but you guys, this isn't really the time. Maybe I'll do a testimonial soon. But you guys know, some of my story, and for me, this whole telecommunication aspect of growing, it has allowed me to grow. In the last 2 years, I really haven't got anywhere, and I've been kind of stagnant, and just trying to kind of find my place, or I don't know, whatever it is I've been looking for. And because of telecommunication, and because I was able to kind of hide behind, not necessarily hide, but starting out in these telegrams, and before we all got to know each other on these real personal basis, and as my DMs grow all day, every day, a new scream name is revealed, their real name, and more friendships are being made, and stronger bonds are being made, and there's just so much love and growth, and it comes through being able to, kind of hide behind that shield, tell your truth, see how people respond to that truth, and then decide at that point if you want to continue on. I just think it's amazing. I think the I mean, I would never get anywhere with one person trying to help me, trying to show me the love and the support that I need, to feel like I've got a spot here, I guess, and I've found that in Telly's and the BSC network.
Well, a couple of them, not all of them.
No, for sure. But
Yeah,
we all do tend to find each other in a lot of the same areas on there. So
yeah, good for you.
it's
Find good
it's been a
people.
it's been a blessing for me.
I think that's how it kind of comes back to Vanessa's question with the COVID-19. Maybe we wouldn't have all been online if it weren't for lockdown. I mean, you'd be out there with your friends and family. There are so many people with lockdowns that are completely isolated from their families on the other side of the world. Like I'm in New Zealand, but my family are all based in the UK. I can only speak to them online. I can only call them like we are now. So I
In
guess
the
that's
US
kind
though.
of I think that's just how it brings it back to Vanessa's question with COVID-19 and how it helps being online, not face to face. It's just not a possibility for some people. It's you haven't got that option anymore. And yeah, I don't think we'd have been investing in crypto and finding out the crypto space if it weren't for lockdown and those kind of platforms. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well put. Yeah, thanks for keeping us on topic and cutting through all of our ramblings.
I'm used to trying to get you back on topic. So I've got them pretty good.
Yeah, a really good question. Hopefully that kind of answers that. Obviously, if it doesn't answer it enough, just let us know, and we can try our best to answer it further. And we got a few questions from old man Michael over here. Number one, who came up with the name Seed of Life, and who was or what was the inspiration?
Oh. Well, I guess I'll have to be the one to answer that.
Yeah.
So Seed of Life is it's a piece of sacred geometry. So that's where the name came from. I I don't know if we can see it on this, but I'm a big fan of sacred geometry and the Seed of Life. Um, so it was an easy choice for the name. Repeat the question, Bung. I'm rambling because I got too many things going on in front of me.
Oh, you're all good. Who came up with the name Seed of Life, and what was the inspiration? So what inspired you to create this, or at least name this project the Seed of Life?
Right, easy. So for me, the Seed of Life, the sacred geometry, my philosophy in general, it's that we can do anything that we put our minds to. So to incorporate that over in here, it's a quick, easy title for me to say, if we believe it, then we can achieve it. Um, and that's it. I mean, it's so simple, but that's really it. So yeah, the unity that comes with it, and the belief in it, and that's just real simple stuff.
Yeah. And the Seed of Life, because I had a little look into it as well. When you came up with the name, I guess the Seed
Yeah.
of Life is basically encompasses everything. It's the essence of all that is, the essence that all is living. Just yeah, that's all it is. It's everything. So it kind of
One love.
it kind of incorporates real nice into this. I mean, I think it's quite a cool name for such a powerful project myself.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Um,
I just want to spread love. That's it.
yeah, not the wrong way, hopefully, but you've already got enough kids.
Yeah, no.
I don't think the wife would be happy either. Eh?
Ooh, no more kids.
All right, another one from Michael. Do we see in the future having online counseling sessions paid by seed tokens?
Can I?
Yeah, go.
So I would say paid by seed tokens. I would prefer not. But if that was the option, then most definitely. I mean, if that's where we were with it, I do see us um, getting to the point where we should be able to have a pretty sizable donation wallet and volunteers and enough things in place to be able to handle covering the services without having to take from the project itself. And maybe I'm wrong there, and maybe we do need to what do we got for that would run into the charity and um wallet. I mean, so we only have so many funds available.
Yeah, we definitely want to use them as sparingly as possible. So
Yeah,
if it was necessary, definitely. But if it wasn't necessary, then no. But obviously
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see where we are when we come to that. Good question,
And
definitely.
it also I think we've been pretty transparent about everything as far as our decisions go, but I mean, we definitely are community based. We don't the four of us, we don't go behind closed doors and um make all these calls by ourselves without coming to the family, our community first, and getting their advice as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, we're always gonna do what everybody feels is best for the community, for the project, and as a group and as a whole, we'll make that decision. And if we got to spend seed, we'll spend seed. But hopefully, it's just gonna be some B&Bs.
Yeah, hopefully, or maybe even some real money. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see when we get to that. Yeah. Next
If
one I've got on here.
real money might not exist though.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully not. uh all right, we'll go to a bit more of a harder question. Um all right.
Harder.
I forgot. I think it was, yeah, this one was from Jay, if I remember correctly. So with the hypersensitive society that we live in today, do you think that limiting the help for mental health to only men is a good idea? Maybe should consider all men, women, and children? Good question. Um, but I mentioned this before. This project here stems from the fact that there just isn't enough for men in terms of mental health, in terms of support networks. Even kind of stepping outside of outside of mental health a little bit, because this kind of also incorporates with another question. It kind of can relate to another question we have, which is, what do you think of the Red Pill movement? Basically, the documentary about men's mental health through and also the last bit of the question, analyze men's health after divorce. That kind of stems into the same question, because this is the whole issue that we're trying to tackle. It's that men, when wars happen, men go to war. Men, they have the most high risk jobs. Men are most likely to commit suicide. Men are least likely to be pushed to go to therapy. Men are the most homeless. Men in divorces, to also answer that other question, men after a divorce, most of the time, at least in the States, they won't gain custody of the kids. They will also have to pay child support and alimony as well, which obviously is very financially draining, on top of not being able to see the kids as much as they'd like to, while also probably having to take one of those high risk jobs in order to pay for all of that, which all adds up, it stacks up, and creates a kind of complex where the man is supposed to be tough, he's supposed to be strong, he's supposed to put the brave face on and do all that, support his family, but doesn't have the benefit of doing so in that divorce case, at least. And there's a lot of these issues where men just don't get enough support. I mean, I can only name Movember off the top of my head that kind of focuses on men's mental health. And again, we're not professionals, but we see a problem, we see an issue, and we just want to address that issue and to solve it, and maybe not solve it, but at least help solve it. We want to give that support there. And 99% of the crypto space are men as well. So it kind of wouldn't make sense if we incorporated women and children into it. The only way we could do that is if we were just a charity that donated to those people, because there's not many women and children on here that we can help anyway. But
Not in the BSC space.
definitely not. I don't think I've met many women that say when Lambo and chat. So but like in the future, we've definitely discussed creating like a sister coin or something. But for now, this is a bigger issue in the mental health kind of side of things, because of those statistics, and just because of the fact that there aren't those support networks there. So that's kind of why we're focusing this toward men. Anything else you guys want to add to that, or?
It's important.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Sorry, Phoebe's in the background. We're actually we live together, obviously, so. Only a couple questions left. We're already we're almost through this. Bear with.
Sleep.
So another question Jay asked was, the current vision behind Seed doesn't really need Seed to exist to implement. How can Seed be made into part of the solution? And I honestly, I think we just answered that there, to be honest.
Yeah, quick summary. We're all here, BSC scene. We trade, we get in the tellies. It's a big community within itself anyways, just the whole Telegram and crypto environment. Without Seed, there wouldn't be a platform for us crypto enthusiasts, us men that are struggling, us, it's a perfect place, it's a perfect fit, and it works. Otherwise, it would be just like any other one, and it would be a rough go. I mean, this is a way for us to really get in, get the word out, and make something happen, and not have to wait for 3 years and marketing campaigns and social media ads and all this to try and raise awareness. We got the people, they're floating around, and we can just bring them on over to the Seed side and show them some love. So it's a perfect environment for it. Without it, I really don't think that it would necessarily succeed, and that's why there's only a handful. I'll be honest, until Bung started pointing them out, I didn't even know there were men's networks to seek help for. So I aim to hopefully allow this project to be one of those names that when people think of where do I go, who do I talk to, hit up our Telegram, come to the Discord, slide in my DMs on Facebook, whatever you need, we'll help you get where you're supposed to be.
Not for real, yeah. And that's why Seed is in the word succeed. Nah. And just to add to that as well, I think to answer after hearing what Chelsea said, to answer that question, the current vision behind Seed doesn't need Seed to exist. I think that's wrong. Well, it's right in the sense that it doesn't need Seed in particular, but it needs something, it needs a platform, and it just isn't that platform. So why can't Seed be that platform? Another one from Michael. Apart from helping establish charities, any thoughts of Cedar Life becoming a charity itself in the long term?
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of mentioned that we're
Yeah.
we're not I'm not making any promises or but I would like to see one day a charity formed in the name of Seed. Yes, I think that would be fabulous. I would like to see us have a legal business entity formed. We want to make sure that taxes and all the donations and everything's handled in the proper channels. So, yeah, one day, definitely. For now, in the moment, we're not a charity. We will donate to charities, but we'll get there over time for sure.
Yeah.
I think at the minute it's all just such a massive learning curve for all of us.
Yeah,
Like we just had this conversation one day and we're like, hey, there's a gap in the market for men's mental health. There isn't anything there. And I think the charity idea actually came from someone in the community saying, oh, hey guys, like, how about you become a legal entity, become your own charity? It's all just ideas from the community and nothing's out of question. It's just getting to the point where that's a feasible option.
yep.
Yeah, well put. Nice.
And Phoebes is gonna handle
Yeah, she's got it.
Hey, I never said that.
it.
Definitely never said that one.
I think we've only got like one or two left. So another one from Michael. We may have many very vulnerable people come through our Telegram or Discord. Will we have quick referrals for those who might be imminently thinking of self-harm? So yeah, that's one we've answered before as well. For now, we'll kind of feed them along to BetterHelp and to Talkspace, as we don't currently have the facility or the resources to deal with that. Yeah, eventually we're hoping to have the resources and the facilities to do so, but for now we'll pop them through there, and those links are on the website as well. So if anyone ever needs one of those platforms, the links are on our website. We'll obviously point them out.
And we have reached out to them as well. So we sent them both an email, we both sent them business inquiries. Just even if in the short term there's like a promo code or anything, because I don't know if you guys listen to them. There's a few podcasts on Spotify that advertise BetterHelp or Talkspace, and you can get a promo code. That's definitely something we want to do and that we've asked about, just to give a little helping hand until we can, basically. But yeah, like Ethan said, the links are on the website. That's why they're there, because we recognize that right now all we can do is offer the community on like Telegram, the socials and whatnot.
Beautiful.
Nice, yeah. And I think, oh yeah. So one last question is, so we've had a few talks about like a podcast and stuff like that. Personally, that's one way I want to push us a little, just because I know how much podcasts can help people. I personally listen to a lot of podcasts in all my spare time or whenever I can when I'm at work, because my work doesn't actually require me to use my brain at the moment. So when I'm at work, I'll either be on Telegram doing this or listening to podcasts.
Fucking formatting the price chat, the price bot to harass everyone. That's Ethan's day at work, in case you wondered.
I don't know what you're talking about. So I think from what I've thought up in my head, what we've discussed and what a few of the community members have discussed, it would be a good idea for us to eventually create a podcast. I say eventually, hopefully in the next few days, actually, we might start this podcast where we'll start off with getting community members involved. And then eventually we're kind of hoping to get guest speakers from big charities and big companies to kind of speak about mental health. Our communities as well, speak about their experiences and stuff, kind of while also having fun, you know, while also talking shit, while also bantering, we'll also maybe have a few drinking streams. I don't know, just little things like that where we just have a bit of fun together and just kind of get you guys involved, get you guys on
Yeah,
live
where you
stream,
at?
stuff like that.
Where you at, Mo? I
Yeah.
see you in the chat, Mo.
Yeah, and then hopefully we create like through the app we're going to create, hopefully we can connect like this podcast through YouTube Live or whatever to the app, and then get donations through the app, maybe get like goals on stream, maybe get us to do stupid shit on stream with donations, who knows. I think
Yeah.
it was brought up at $1,000 donation. Chelsea would shave his beard,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Oh, it would take it would take $1 million. I would do it for $1 million.
You heard it here, guys.
where
You
you
heard
at,
it here.
Swoop?
1
Where you at,
million.
Swoop?
7
Swoop,
years.
drop that rack, Swoop. Let's get that beard on. Nah, please don't.
Hey, for charity, we do it, but
But then again, we'd lose all of our investors. So
yeah.
I think our time's running out on this, so we better wrap it up. Yeah.
Nice job of wrapping it up.
Yeah. Thanks.
Solid.
So this is sorry for the quality of everything, and it's on Zoom. Sorry for that as well. But we'll
Everything's a
hopefully-
learning curve right now. Everything's new to us. It took us about an hour to try and work out how to do just this. So
Hey,
we're
Look,
getting there.
learning
all have
steps, baby.
backgrounds.
Learning steps.
we got backgrounds.
That's all that matters. We got backgrounds.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. If you've got any other questions, you know, hit us up in the DMs, hit us up in the Telegram, just hit us up on Twitter, whatever. Phoebe runs all the social media, so she'll be there if you have any questions.
I'm the one chatting to you. Slide into my DMs.
Don't slide into her DMs, or you know. But
Oh, we're coming for you.
definitely. I see you, ZX Leaning. Sorry.
Hey, much love to everybody. Thanks for tuning in
Yeah,
if you
straight
came.
up.
Thanks,
If you
guys.
watch this later, come hit
I
the
don't think I'll
tally
be
up.
able to watch this back.
That's too long. This is way too long.
Oh, I'm not watching it.
Bro, nah, definitely not watching this. Nah.
Nah, I appreciate everyone who is watching that. Appreciate everyone in the chats. And I think when we first started, before we even launched, we said if we could just help one person, we've done our job. So yeah, just
Yeah.
thank you for being here.
I think we've already done that, so we're doing all right.
Yeah, we're doing all right for now. All right, I guess that concludes it. Thanks for tuning in. If you actually did get this far, I think probably one person will get to hear. So thank you to that one person.
Appreciate you, our biggest
Yeah.
fan.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you very
brother.
much.
Sweet, peace.
Bye.
See you guys. Much love.
See you.